Well, the Meadows is over. A few surprises. I don't think I was really let down all day. I was thoroughly surprised with Arrowhead, Handover. I got to be honest, a portion of that break had to be my own fault. I had jogged him around, and I knew coming in, it would be hard for me to believe he would be on even remotely his best today. And I jogged him around, and it felt like the hobbles were digging into him a little bit. So I let them out. I let them out a couple of holes. Put him up on the gate rather than continue to chase the gate. And really what I wanted to do was to get him fired up, right? Have him sharp and feeling good. And when the gate went the speed away, I looked left and I was like, it's not looking that good, and he rolled off stride. Now, the only way I can make myself feel good about it was I had talked to Greg and a couple of clients after and said, if he doesn't make that break, I might have been parked the whole way. And I'm sure I would have got a spot somewhere. The horse just raced. For him to have that high of a GGT this week and to race the way he did is almost baffling to me. I've seen horses. I see all the bloods. I see the way all the horses race. And the only horse I've ever seen in my life race through an extraordinarily high liver count was Spitfire Overseas once or twice he did. But 88 is considerably high. The high normal is 37. 0 to 37 is the scale, and this horse tipped it at 88 the other day, or 83 or something. It was just high enough. I was disappointed. He makes the break. Immediately I blame myself, because if you watch him down the backstretch when I moved him, he was out of gear a little bit. That was the hobbles. Now, I guess the way I was surprised closing at the wire, didn't even get fatigued down by the wire. Picked Scotty, jumped on Scotty at the wire to be fourth. The horse just raced his butt off, and it is absolutely impossible not to have a lot of respect for that horse and not to love that little horse. He's just a good horse. Now, I'm fairly confident in saying this. If he draws 6 or south of 6, his liver is remotely good. And I would not have touched the hobbles, and he probably is a winner in there, I would imagine. The way he raced tonight was just really hard to believe, as I said. So a great race by Arrowhead Handover. I was really pleased with what I saw from him. We had a couple more in, and I thought that maybe Rock Shining Star was a little bit flat, and then I look at his mile again, 51-2, 29-1 on the end of it. Just, 5th beat 4 1/4. He's beat inches for 4th, and he's beat a half a length for 3rd, 2 lengths for 2 1/4 lengths for 2nd. He raced good. I thought he was a tiny bit flat today. He didn't mark himself up or chew at himself, but I just felt he wasn't awesome today. He was good, but not great. I'll actually I was going to ask Tim if he can get him sent home. I think that ship probably has sailed. We'll probably bring him back and race him in Scioto next week. Unless, I guess we don't really have anybody in that class, but last week he was good. The week before he was so-so. Week before that he was okay. Week before that he was very good. Then he won 2 starts for that. It's just a minor variation in inconsistency. You maybe don't see it, but I feel it. Like last week he was sharp in the 2-hole. I thought that, probably was going to win halfway down the lane. He kind of sat on me a bit, and Aaron kind of gave him a check, and he was a winner, I thought, last week, but I never got that feeling today. Now, they did go in 50-3, so maybe that was the feeling I was missing. I just feel he's just a tiny bit dull right now. Somebody said, what if we turn him out? He hasn't had a very taxing year. He's had gaps in his schedule here and there. We can turn him out, but I think there's a better horse in there, is what I'm getting at. And then we fast forward to Patrick de Prana. I just didn't want to remove him. I knew we were going to half in like 55, and I said, if I remove him and he walks, I'll be really mad at myself. I could see him winning from 3rd, but I couldn't see him winning going that speed coming to the half, quarter poling to the front. I know the horse well, and I just don't think he was a winner if I drive him like that. As it turns out, they went plenty fast anyway. The horse that surprised me the most in there, I think, was Neptune. I looked left going through the wire, and Neptune is coming to me. We went 50 apiece, I think, didn't we? 50-3, if I'm not mistaken. I thought that Neptune raced very, very well, and I thought Patrick raced well too. But, for those of you that don't understand, you have an older horse in those classes. he may very well be exactly what somebody is looking for, but not us, not right now. And I know I beat this drum and beat this drum and beat this drum, and you guys know what I'm talking about. I just think that we can replace Patrick with a horse that's going to be, and I love saying it because it's catchy, but it's real too, is that immediate impact type horse. Not where there's a 1 up to even 10, and then an open. You're not going to get an open horse for what we're going to get for Patrick, but you know what I'm getting at, I think. Just a different path. So Patrick raced good again today, pace 51 and a bit. Neptune raced very, very good also. I was happy with him. Rock Shining Star, a little bit flat, but not bad. And just one hell of a mile from Arrowhead, Handover. We still got the horse on the East Coast tonight. He's coming off hitting his ankle. I don't know exactly how he's going to be, or I'm not familiar with those classes that well. Woodmere Bullet, and then of course we got Foxy Seaside is racing tonight, 8-hole with her. I don't know what to think of that. I talked to Ronnie Wren briefly about Time Is On My Side and said, listen, I don't think there's a way you can drive him where he's going to race bad. I think forwardly placed, he'd love to be on the front or in the 2-hole. Last turn he hates being too wide, kind of, but he's just a good horse. So, and like I said to him, I said, just race him however you want. He can do good from anywhere. So just race him however you think it makes the most sense. No, somebody sent me something. Lifting Legend also tonight in Sarnia, and then we close out our night with the Meadowlands. So we got 4 in the books so far. No disappointments in any of them, and actually a hell of a mile from Arrowhead, Handover, I guess in hindsight. Had I not let his hobbles out, had he not made that break, what would have happened? I think it sounds great to say it, he might have got parked. I mean, that might make me feel good, but the reality is it's hard to be, fourth beat a couple lengths off of a break, or fourth beat 4 lengths. He certainly was much more than 4 lengths back when he made a break. So anyway, a great race from him, and still lots to come from that horse. We get the Keystone Classic next week with him also. Gaslight Hall is on tap tomorrow at Northfield Park. He'll race, and then it appears on Monday we got a ton of horses to race. Rico Tubbs, Degas is in 6-1. How is that even possible in a maiden? I don't understand that at all. Same 6-1 as Greatest Ending, JK Victory. We talk about Patrick. We talked about these guys also. The exact same 6-1 for both of them. JK Mega, 5-2. He's going to be very good. And Jolene Hall, 3-1. I can't imagine they pick anybody to win over Jolene Hall. She shows 55 and she's in a maiden. I don't understand how they wouldn't have her 3-5, but whatever. What do I know? So still got 5 more to come tonight. 1 tomorrow. And 9, it looks like. 8 on Monday. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. We are off to the Pittsburgh game right now. We're about to get there in a few minutes. Should be a lot of fun. Although I was wrong, Paul Skeens is not pitching tonight. It still should be a great time for me and for myself and the kids. Addie's still a little undecisive whether she wants to be at the game or not, but I'm sure she'll have fun when she's there. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend, a great night. I will talk to you all very soon.